The mission of Aquarius is always tied to reform and the future. But to build a new world, you must have the courage to watch old structures fall. Don't worry about when this video or message was posted. If you happen to come across it, whether today, tomorrow, or at any point in the future, trust that it has reached you at exactly the moment the universe intended, right when you needed to hear it. Have you ever felt your heart pulled toward a place that doesn't yet exist, a land of the future that only you can see? That is the familiar feeling of Aquarius. For Aquarius, life is not confined to the present moment. It is a constant flow moving toward tomorrow. You were born to reform, to change, to bring forth a new world, through ideals, through intellect, and through the desire to break beyond every outdated boundary. Yet every Aquarius carries this mission in a different way. 3 decans, 3 distinct expressions of energy, all aligned with the same purpose, to create the future. And under the light of the tarot, we will discover what awaits Aquarius, the lessons to prepare for, the challenges to face, and the spiritual gifts that arrive once one door closes and another opens. On astrology, Aquarius is not a single, uniform personality. Within this sign lie 3 distinct streams of energy, 3 defining faces that astrology calls the decans. Aquarians born between January 20 and January 29 are strongly influenced by Saturn, the classical ruler of the sign. These individuals are steady, disciplined, and far-sighted. Their vision for the future is often tied to order and structure. They focus on building solid foundations, setting clear principles, and maintaining systems that can run with stability. Yet their shadow lies in rigidity and conservatism. By clinging too tightly to rules, they may confine themselves within limits, making it hard to embrace unexpected change or new approaches. Aquarians born between January 30 and February 8 are guided by the combined influence of Saturn and Uranus, Aquarius' modern ruler. This group carries the powerful energy of reform. They see flaws in systems and yearn to break barriers in search of new paths. They embody rebellion, innovation, and the courage to think differently and act boldly. But this drive for reform is a double-edged sword. When taken to extremes, they may become destructive for the sake of resistance alone, or end up isolated for straying too far from the collective. Aquarians born between February 9 and February 18 are shaped by the blend of Uranus and Mercury. These are quick-minded, adaptable individuals with exceptional communication skills. They are connectors of ideas, able to weave scattered thoughts into a coherent vision, often inspiring others through words or knowledge. They thrive in wide networks of relationships and are frequently at the center of enlightening discussions. Their weakness, however, is a tendency toward distraction, absorbing too much, empathizing too deeply, or drowning in information until they lose track of their own authentic voice. Together, these 3 streams of energy form a complete portrait of Aquarius. One side dedicated to building order and principle, another to breaking barriers and pioneering reform, and another to weaving networks of intellectual connection. These paths may seem at odds, but in truth they complement one another, all converging on Aquarius' ultimate mission: to create a new future for humanity, one that transcends old limits and opens to freedom and innovation. On philosophical depth, what makes Aquarius truly different and far beyond the usual horoscope descriptions is the philosophical depth that lies within. This is not just about personal traits. It is a spiritual journey of collective scope, directed toward the future of humanity itself. First, Aquarius is tied to a sacred mission. They do not live only for themselves. They are symbols of progress and enlightenment. Aquarius is seen as the archetype of reform, the embodiment of humanity's longing to break free from limitation and open a new world. The path toward this mission is built upon three core values: creating fair systems, daring to dismantle what no longer serves, and connecting minds to share knowledge. These are three distinct paths that also complement one another, forming the long journey every Aquarius carries within. Second, Aquarius must always face the duality of every quality. In them, light and shadow coexist. A strong belief in ideals can make them leaders, but it can also push them into distance, separated from the practical needs of others. True balance for Aquarius never comes from chasing only a vague future. It comes from the courage to accept the present with all its limits and complexities. Only when they harmonize ideals with reality, reform with patience for growth, do they find true stability. Finally, Aquarius is not born to seek personal peace. Their deeper role is to become a bridge, uniting differences, dissolving gaps through knowledge and vision. They bring liberation and renewal to the collective, awakening the desire to move beyond outdated boundaries. By daring to think differently, to act boldly, and to connect deeply, Aquarius becomes the catalyst that helps communities break free from the constraints that have held them back for too long. Aquarius, therefore, carries a profound spiritual responsibility to remind humanity that the future is not something given. It is the result of courage, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of true freedom. 3 streams of energy and the tarot message for tomorrow. 1. The star tomorrow begins with hope. The star is the card directly associated with Aquarius, carrying the light of faith, healing, and vision for the future. When the star appears at the start of tomorrow, it comes as a gentle whisper. No matter what storms you've endured, the most important thing is to keep your faith and the purity of your soul. For Aquarius Decan I, Jan 20, Jan 29, the star is a reminder to return to your deepest dream, the one that first set your heart alight. Perhaps daily worries have dimmed that vision, making your ideals feel distant. Tomorrow, allow yourself to remember that purest dream. Don't be afraid if it feels too big or too far away. A seed only needs to be planted in order to grow. One small step, one concrete action, could be the signal that opens the way for your dream to become real. For Aquarius Decan Romand 2, Jan 30 Feb 8, the star rekindles your belief that the seeds you've worked so hard to plant will soon begin to bloom. You are someone who can see the horizon ahead, but at times you lose heart because the road in front of you feels too steep. This card tells you not to focus only on temporary hardships or setbacks. Faith is the energy that nurtures the seed in the darkness, until it breaks through to the light. Tomorrow, let trust lead you, and view every challenge as valuable data that refines your journey. For Aquarius, Decan Roman 3, Feb 9, Feb 18, the star speaks of radiance shared. Your light is not only for yourself, it is also meant to be passed on to others. A word of encouragement, a kind look, even the smallest gesture can help someone feel healed. Tomorrow, do not underestimate the power of the kindness you give. What may feel ordinary to you can become extraordinary hope for another. Preparation for tomorrow. Plant a seed of hope in the morning. Write down one thing you are grateful for, or a goal you want to nurture. Or share a positive message with someone else. The star reminds you that when your heart is full of hope, you not only light the path for yourself, but also for those still walking in the dark. 2. The tower, the focus of tomorrow. If the star begins with gentle light, the tower arrives to challenge you with truth. This card often inspires fear, but its core meaning is not destruction. It is the moment when an old structure, no longer serving its purpose, must collapse to make way for something new. For Aquarius, Decan I, Jan 20, Jan 29, tomorrow may bring an unexpected change that disrupts your plans. But this is not a reason for despair. The tower teaches that flexibility matters more than perfection. When a plan falls apart, it can open the door to a more effective approach. Don't cling to what was fixed. Let change reveal a new and creative direction. For Aquarius, Decan Roman 2, Jan 30, Feb 8, the tower may expose a truth you've been avoiding. It could be an unhealthy relationship, a belief that no longer holds, or a habit that keeps you trapped. When this truth surfaces, the shock may feel intense, but it is the first step toward escaping an invisible prison. This collapse is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to free you from chains that have clung for too long. For Aquarius, Decan Roman 3, Feb 9, Feb 18, tomorrow's focus may center on a conversation or relationship shaken at its core. What you believed to be solid may reveal itself as illusion. The tower forces you to face the true nature of the connection, so you can see what deserves to remain and what must be released. The truth may sting, but truth always brings freedom. Action for tomorrow. When the tower tilts and falls, let it fall. Do not waste energy clinging to a structure that no longer fits your life. The only thing you must hold firm is your inner stance. Steadiness within will carry you through external upheaval without losing your direction. 3. Six of Swords, the energy of outcome. After passing through the light of hope and the shock of truth, the Six of Swords appears to close tomorrow with the energy of movement, leaving the old behind and crossing into new territory. This is the card of transition, of crossing the river into transformation. For Aquarius, Decan I, Jan 20, Jan 29, tomorrow's outcome may be a sense of relief after a difficult situation. You will realize that letting go is what truly sets you free. A new door, still unclear but steadily opening, lies ahead of you. For Aquarius, Decan Roman 2, Jan 30, Feb 8, the Six of Swords brings calm after you choose to release an outdated belief or a relationship that no longer fits. Carrying old burdens only drags your boat deeper into the water. When you lay them down, you feel lighter, and peace begins to emerge. For Aquarius, Decan Roman 3, Feb 9, Feb 18. This may mark the beginning of a spiritual journey. You learn to move through the gray waters of doubt and confusion toward a brighter shore. And you are not alone. Companions of trust and support will travel with you, showing that every healing journey is, at heart, a shared one. Embracing tomorrow. The Six of Swords assures you that tomorrow does not end in loss, it ends in progress. You will leave, you will release, and you will move closer to the place where your soul truly belongs. A philosophical message for Aquarius tomorrow. Tomorrow unfolds for Aquarius as a sacred three-step journey, beginning with hope in the star, facing sudden truth in the tower, and closing with transition in the Six of Swords. These are not just 3 cards, they are a lesson in life itself. You are invited to trust, to accept, and then to release. The mission of Aquarius is always tied to reform and the future. But to build a new world, you must have the courage to watch old structures fall. Your balance does not come from keeping everything intact. It comes from facing change head-on and walking through it. Tomorrow, open yourself to hope, steady your heart in the presence of truth, and step forward into the place where your ideals and intuition can bloom. Aquarius, no matter which decan you belong to, whether you are the one who builds foundations with discipline, the reformer with a rebellious spirit, or the weaver of networks through intellect, your path carries the same purpose: to bring humanity closer to a future of freedom and enlightenment. Tomorrow is but one small step on that path, where you learn to nurture hope, face truth, and move forward with courage. Let faith be your light, let truth set you free, and let the new journey open before you. And if you feel yourself reflected in any part of this message, leave one word to describe what you want to carry into tomorrow. It may be hope, truth, freedom, connection, or light. Let your soul speak, for in that moment, you begin weaving a piece of the future the world is waiting for.